Well, hello again to all the boys and girls out there in YouTube land watching. Georgia Beer Reviews back at you today with another one. Very excited about this one, guys. I am drinking a beer from the Brewery out of Placentia, California. This is another one of the Bakery Series beers, which I absolutely adore. This is the Boysenberry Pie. It is a bourbon barrel-aged imperial stout with boysenberries, cinnamon, and natural vanilla flavor. It clocks in at 10.2% alcohol by volume. So let's go ahead and get into it. They make a beer in the bakery series that's released every year that I've had over the last few years. It's called Coconut Macaroons, one of the best stouts you can buy, especially if you're a huge coconut freak like myself. So really excited to try this one. There's your pour. A nice two-finger beige, really tightly knit, bubbled, creamy looking head. The appearance is jet black. Cannot see through this one at all. It did pour relatively thick. I wouldn't say motor oil thick, but it's definitely got a nice viscosity to it. So good looking beer in the glass. Let's get an aroma on this bad boy. Oh man. So the bourbon barrel aging is definitely present on the aroma. Getting some nice caramel, some nice woody notes from the oak. A little bit of that cinnamon is coming through. The boysenberries as well. A little bit of that vanilla. It doesn't necessarily smell like a high ABV beer, but you can definitely tell that it is a little bit higher ABV because the barrel presence with this is really jumping out at you on the nose. 10.2% alcohol, some nice head retention for a stout of that magnitude as far as the ABV and the fact that it's been barrel aged. So really good looking and smelling beer. I am salivating here, so without further ado, let's get into this brew. Cheers. Wow. There's a nice tartness from the boysenberry. You're definitely picking up on those berry notes right up front. A little bit of the cinnamon follows through shortly thereafter, and it leads into a nice bready, roasty, toasty center. Those roasted malts are really shining, really coming through quite nicely. And from that, you're getting some dark toasted bread notes along with a little bit of a dark chocolate note, which is really, really nice. That natural vanilla flavor is coming through a little bit in the middle as well, although not really in your face like some of the other flavors like the cinnamon and the boysenberry. Those come through right up front. There's definitely a bourbon barrel feel to this. You're getting the bourbon notes. You're getting the vanilla, obviously, from the vanilla that they added, but some of that could be coming from that barrel as well. And you're getting that oaky, woody feel to it. It's very smooth. I would say the body is on the high medium, getting towards heavy, but it's not as thick as some of those motor oil stouts, as I like to call them. It definitely is substantial though. And at 10.2%, you got to be really careful because you could get into a lot of trouble drinking this beer. I will say that it's smooth all the way through. It has a slight warming effect going down, and with the barrel presence, you do know that you're drinking a high ABV beer, although it doesn't really drink like a super boozy beer, which is nice. This is another winner from the brewery, their bakery series. I'm telling you, um, the coconut macaroons, world class. The sticky bun was also up there, getting towards world class. I had a can of that the other day. Unfortunately, I thought I had two, so I did not get to review it on my channel. Hopefully, I'll be able to find another can and I can review it at that point. But I did have two of these. So I had one earlier in the week, and then now I'm drinking this one here. So this is my second go round. and I have been nothing but pleased with this beer. It's an absolute delight. The fruit notes from that boysenberry, I think, really complement the roasty, toasty stout notes. It's definitely different. If you're not used to beers like this with fruit, you might be kind of thrown off, but I think that they work really well. I mean, just think of like a chocolate covered strawberry, something like that. You got fruit, you get the dark, the chocolate notes. Um, you're getting that with this stout, and I think that it's a nice combo. I don't know if I've ever just had boysenberries by themselves. I've had them in other foods, but I don't think I've ever just had boysenberries before. Might be something I should look into because I'm really digging the fruit flavor in this. The vanilla mellows the beer out all the way through. Of course, those bourbon notes are really nice without being overpowering, and the beer does not really leave a super boozy imprint on the palate, although it does have a lot of that barrel aged character. The cinnamon is definitely there, but it's not too much. Sometimes when you add cinnamon to beer, you can overdo it, and then that's all you end up getting on the palate. With this one, it's nicely balanced. The boysenberry, the cinnamon, the vanilla, nicely balanced with the barrel aging. It just gives you a nice complexity, a nice overall drinking experience, and I would highly recommend this beer to anybody out there that loves barrel aged stouts. I really don't see how you could go wrong with this, and it almost does have a little bit of that boysenberry, that pie type note, just because of how substantial it is, and it's got that nice filling, satisfying um, aspect to it that you would get from eating a nice piece of pie for dessert after a meal. This would be a nice dessert type beer for sure, because it is a little bit more on the sweet side, but it's not cloying and it's not overly done. And like I said, those barrel notes really mellow it out and really give a nice complexity and pleasantness to the overall drinking experience that this beer has to offer. So I'm going to go ahead and give this a 98 out of 100, which for me falls into that world class range. It's definitely a winner, and I would highly, highly recommend it if you can find the Bruery Bakery Series beers in your area. Chances are that you can, because they are out of California, and I am way out here in Georgia, so I know they have pretty good distribution. I see a lot of their beers, not just the Bakery Series, but a lot of their other stuff as well, and I have yet to be disappointed by anything that they have put out. So 98 out of 100 for the Bruery Bakery Series Boysenberry Pie. That'll do it for this beer review, guys. Hope you're all having a wonderful day, and until next time, cheers.